Let's get ready, but let's talk about some recent school drama that's actually been getting on my nerves recently. So I'm gonna use code names for everyone. Me, Maya, Carolyn, Jessica. Those are gonna be the names, remember the names. Everything's going good, like this friend group is fun to hang out with. There's absolutely no drama at the school. If you see this on your For You page, comment For You page right now because you will want to be in tune with the whole video. So then of course, we randomly get a new kid. Never really spoke to him that day. We never really cared that there was a new kid even there. New kid, I think we're gonna call Jack. We always sit in the counselor's room for lunch. The lunchroom is so crowded, so we always go in there. Nobody else like bothers us when we're in there. And then he just shows up and is like eating in there, which we're like, what? I mean, it's fine. We all get along. But he is making some like really rude comments to my one friend, Jessica. So we're all still kind of like iffy of him. And then he proceeds to make rude comments about Jessica the next couple days that we see him. But of course, we can already tell that Maya likes him. She's like denying it and then finally tells my one friend that she does like him. Then she starts becoming friends with Jack. Jack has a girlfriend that goes to another school. So I come in like I do every day to talk to the counselor and Maya. And guess who's there? Him. So I'm just having a conversation. And then Maya wants to sneak diss me in front of this dude. Which she has never done this before. Never once has she ever said something rude to me while a guy's right there. So then I'm just like, okay, whatever, and then I walk out. Not thinking of it till yesterday. So then her and this dude get really close. They are constantly together. I cannot have a single conversation with her without him being there. Jessica ran into Jack at the park when she was taking photos with her boyfriend. And then she was like, hey, what's going on between you and Maya? Like, we all just like really want to know. And he's like, oh, nothing. Me and my girlfriend just broke up, so I'm not really trying to get into a relationship and I'd just like to become friends with her. Which we're already like, what? Let's fast forward to this week because again, he's there on Wednesday. He's with her and it's just the literal same routine. We're like, are you guys dating? He's like, no. So at this point, we've just like given up. So yesterday, we went to school. They have a free period when I go to art, and I always like go to the bathroom to touch up makeup or of course use the bathroom. And she's like practically sitting on him while they're on the chairs together. And then we end up having a conversation. And I didn't realize that they were wearing matching outfits till my one friend pointed it out. And we were like, dude, are you guys dating? Because they're literally flirting so much at the lunch table. And this dude is like so freaky too. So Carolyn is worried about how freaky he is. And I'm like, are they dating? Because that's her best friend. Not only is she acting rude to me for no reason, but he's always around the corner. She's like, I honestly have no idea what's going on. So finally, he says yes, they're dating. And I am just so unexcited to go to school tomorrow. That was basically it, guys. It's just been really getting on my nerves recently. And I was like, why not make a video? Please let me know what you guys think. And tell me if I should do more story times because me and my friend have a really good one. Bye, guys.
Get ready for me to go to court because I fought a grandma at Target. Basically, I was at Target, right? And I was in the beauty section because I needed to get like makeup remover, you know, all that good stuff. My boyfriend was with me and we were like looking at the makeup and we're just joking around, like, you know, that's like how we always are. We just like say stupid things, but we weren't like being like or dramatic or like doing anything in the aisle. I'm just like cracking up jokes with my boyfriend when all of a sudden this old lady on like one of those like scooters that like Target provides for you if you're like handicapped, she comes by and she's like, excuse me, and hits me with like the tray of her basket. And like it wasn't like an excuse me like she was being nice, it was genuinely trying to get through. She was like saying excuse me to be like an a-hole. Like how any normal human being would be, I would said excuse you because that was like rude. She literally hit me with the tray of her cart and she was like, excuse you what? You're in the freaking way. And I told her, I was like, no I wasn't. I was just looking at the makeup. And she was like, maybe you and your boyfriend's big back should get out of the way and make room for other people, especially people with handicap. I was this close to the makeup. She had enough room to get through. So I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore her. But tell me why every other aisle I went to, she would pass by me and start talking crap about me, being like, ew, look at your clothes, ew, look at how you look. Literally talking hella crap about me. This happened like 5 or 6 times to the point where I literally got fed up. So when she passed like the next time, I said, why don't you come and say it to my face? Because literally, why don't you come and say it to my face? And the lady goes, are you talking to me? And I was like, yeah. So this girl comes up in her cart and she's like, you said say it to your face. And I was like, yeah, say it to my face. So she literally gets up, I kid you not, and slaps me in the freaking face. Oh, I said say it to my face, not slap me. I went and pushed her off of me because she had just slapped me and she started coming back like trying to slap me again. So I grabbed her by the hair and like threw her onto the floor. I don't think she was handicapped. Of course, this Karen literally tries acting like she's victim. It's like, my back hurts. Why would you do that? Why would you hit me? And she literally grabs, like, I don't know what it was. It was like a perfume or something. She grabs it and chucks it at my head, and it like actually hits me in the head, and I get literally a lump in my head. So I went and kicked her on the side of her stomach because who are you tossing things at me? And of course, when I do that, that's when everybody shows up and they just see me kicking an old lady in the stomach. So like the manager, everybody, they call the police, and the police get here and they're like trying to understand what's going on. I'm trying to tell them what's going on, but of course they're gonna believe like an older lady rather than someone like my age. So they didn't arrest me, but they basically, like, I don't know what it was called, but they basically sent me to like have to have a court date where we're like gonna situate this stuff out. Honestly, I think it's gonna be okay though, because Target has cameras and stuff like that, and they should be able to provide the cameras like to the court and stuff like that. I try makeup off camera, but this is a final makeup look. Literally wish me luck today, guys, because I definitely need it. Bye.
Story time on how one of my close friends started fucking my ex and like how I found out and stuff. Okay, I kind of made like a video about this before, but I didn't really go into details on like how I found out and like her lying to me about it for so long. Okay, I found out in like October, oh my gosh, of 2024. But backstory, me and her were friends. Like we became really close in like this summer, like when we went to functions, and like I stayed at her house, like we talked every day. Yeah, we were close. And like this whole summer I was like on my ex, like we were just like, me and my ex were just like talking and all that. This one has way more. I don't even know why I was using my old one. I forgot that I had a new one, but okay, what the fuck. Anyways, so like me and my ex, we weren't getting back together in the summer, but we were just like talking like still and messing around, and like she knew that. Like a lot of people knew that. Like I think everybody knew that. Okay, well, like I said, it happened in October, like them like fucking, and I didn't know till like a month. I don't even think it's been a month. Has it been? Maybe like a month. I think it was like January. So yeah, a month ago. I also have not done my makeup in like 3 days, so I hope it like looks good because I haven't had makeup on me in a minute. Okay, so I ended up asking her about it, like the whole situation, because one of his friends ended up telling me about it. They were like, Miley and my ex, they were in a room for a while, and I was just like, oh, okay. So I asked her about it. I asked him about it too, but like I don't really care on his part because like I did him wrong in situations, and like he's done me wrong before, but he did me wrong again. So I was like, okay, I don't even care about his situation because like we're not dating anymore. It's more the principle on her situation, on her side. Because like that's my friend, and like she literally knows how I am when it comes to my ex. Well, obviously she did, but like I don't care about him anymore. I don't care. So I asked her about it, and she was like denying it. She was like, I would never ever do that to you. I was like, okay. I was like, whatever, I don't even care. I was like, I'm just moving on from the whole situation, so I did. So then I heard it again that like they fucked, and I was like, I don't believe it. So I ended up calling her this time. And, like the first thing she like said to me, like when she answered, she was like, if this is about Caleb, oh, I said his name. I don't even care. She's like, if this is about him, then I don't want to argue. I don't want to speak about it. Like me and him didn't fuck. I was like, okay. So I still asked her because I never gave a fuck. That's my ex. You don't do that. Sorry, I'm just remembering how nasty she is. It's really bad. Not even that she like fucked my ex, because of shit she does. I want to use this. I never really do contours, so I don't know what I'm doing. So let me know in the comments. Oh my god, I think I put it too low. Then like don't they do their nose like this? I don't know. Oh my god. Like don't people put it here? I don't use contour, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, there was 2 different shades. I could have used a lighter one, but isn't contour? Okay, I ended up asking her about it, the whole situation, and she lied. And I was like, I already know the truth. Can you just tell me? I was like, you literally owe me that. I need a new highlighter. This shade is not good. She was like, oh my grandma's grave. Like, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. And I was like, okay, you're lying to me. Tell me the fucking truth, like right now. So she was like, I did it. But you have no reason to be mad. Bitch. do you mean I have no reason to be mad? Do you know who you're speaking to? I was crying, but I wasn't like bawling my eyes out. I was just like, she did that to me, and then I was like, and he did that to me, but like, I don't really care on his part. I also like recorded everything, like of me and her talking. So like, if you guys like want to see the video, I got you. So I ended up asking my ex about the whole situation too, and he was like not answering me. Like we ended up arguing really bad, and like we're not dating, but like it's just like ew, her. Like out of all people, her. But hey, it is what it is. It's whatever at this point. I'm moving past that. Makeup. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Get ready with me for school, but I'm gonna tell y'all some tea, okay? So one of my best friends finna get in a fight today, and I'm finna tell y'all why. So tell me if my best friend in the wrong or not. So my best friend was with her man in the hallway, holding hands and everything, like it was obvious like they was together. This girl come up to my friend boyfriend. She like, hey, can I get your number? Right in front of my best friend's face while they still holding hands. And so of course the guy like, no, I got a girlfriend. And the girl, she look at my friend up and down and she like, I don't care, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh my god, because I'm just sitting in the background because I'm walking with them, so I'm just watching this all go down like, oh my god, this is so messy. So then my friend get mad and she like, really, you so ugly, you can't find your own man, really, like she was going off because she cool, but like if she getting played with, like she going, you know. So she was going off on this girl in the middle of the hallway. I don't think too many people was like hearing or watching, but like it was just messy as hell. They was going off on each other for like freaking 2 minutes straight. But me being the peacemaker, I was like, guys, like, stop, this isn't you. Nah, for real though, I was like, guys, like, let's just relax, let's just go to class, like, this is stupid and it's messy. And if you know me, I don't like messy shit. Like, I was really like, come on now. Okay, so after school, I wasn't there, of course, but allegedly, the girl had found my friend's Instagram and was texting her, like, screenshots of her and her boyfriend texting each other. And she was like, this your man texting my phone? Literally, her boyfriend got that girl Instagram. Crazy. Yo, that's mad disrespectful and mad shady. Like, I don't even know why he would put himself in that situation. Like, so my best friend added me to a group call with her and her boyfriend, and she crying so bad. She like, why the fuck would you get that girl Instagram? And I'm just spectating, like I'm just in the back just being there. That's usually my role. I'm just in the back. And he was like, she forced me to, like I didn't have a choice, da 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 da. Really? You didn't have a choice? Okay. So they was just going back and forth. And then my friend was like, add the girl to the call, And of course her boyfriend was like, no, I'm not adding her, da 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 da. So I add her. Oh, was that messy? Don't even ask me how I got her number. Leave me alone. Y'all, she joined that call and it was barbecue chicken from there. Like, oh my gosh, it was like war. Like, I ain't never seen two girls bicker over a boy like that. Like, they was bickering for 30 fucking minutes. And they was calling each other everything in the book, like bitches and sluts, like, and whores. Like, oh my god. And so then the boyfriend was like, y'all both need to chill out, like y'all both doing too much. Why the girls say we wasn't chill when we was sending each other nudes? And then proceeded to screen share them both in vanish mode, sending each other. Yo, the whole call went silent. Like, we was gagged as hell. Cause it's like, no way. And I was just trying to break the silence. I was like, not gonna lie, like y'all got a hit about it. But I was joking. Like, I wasn't being like serious. But my friend was, and she was like, she was yelling. Like, she was like, when I catch them all, I'm finna whoop y'all. I'm finna whoop y'all. And today's supposed to be the day where they're supposed to fight. Oh, do I think they're gonna fight? I give it, it's a 50-50 chance. Because my friend, she kind of, I don't want to say she's scary, but she definitely gives bark, no bite. But, you know, I ain't really ever seen her in that zone, so I guess we gonna see. If my best friend wasn't being serious about fighting, then that's gonna be bad. Because not only is she gonna look like a pussy, she gonna get bitched in front of everybody. I don't even know why she initiated that fight because they two different sizes. My best friend is little as hell and that girl is big as hell. And guess who not jumping in? Me. Like, I'm not jumping. And it's not because I'm fake either. It's because I legitimately cannot fight. I don't know what I'm doing. Look at me. I'm not jumping in on fight. Let's see this lace reveal. I kind of wanted to go for like a wet look today. I usually like the big poofy Beyonce looks, but I don't know, this wet look kind of eating. If you made it this far, comment a random animal emoji and I'll follow you back, and I may give you a shout out. Hey, fight, y'all want me to show y'all the video? I'm scared though, because like what if my video gets taken down? Anyways, I'm going to school now. Bye guys.
My prom date ditched me without telling me. So there's two main people you need to know to get this story. First, there's a guy, let's call him Ethan. And there's a girl, let's call her Claire. So me and Ethan have known each other for a long time. We were never really friends, we never knew each other that well, but we had been snapping for a long time. And recently, me and Ethan had been snapping, like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, we were, like, snapping, right? So one Friday night, he's like, hey, like, I'm having a party tonight. You trying to come? Of course, me. Obviously, I'm going to say yes. I mean, this boy, like, Ethan, he's so attractive, guys. Like, I think he's gorgeous. I always will. He is a grade younger, though. And I'm a senior in high school, which makes him a junior. But whatever. I was like, okay, yes. Like, I'm coming. Like, I'll be there. I get a ride from my friend Maddie. We have the same name, so, like, twins. I'm rooming with her next year. She takes me to this party. Me and Ethan talk a little bit here and there, but I'm not really talking to him that much. However, he ended up giving me a ride home, and he was like, if you ever want to, like, hang out, like, text me. So the next couple days go by, he texts me, what you doing, like, want to do something tonight? I'm pretty sure we just got Chipotle. And then I ended up going back to his house, and his family was talking to me and all this stuff, but, like, they were giving me, like, relationship vibes, and, like, guys, like, I don't want that. Like, I just got out of a relationship a couple months ago. I'm not looking for anything like that, but I was like, okay, whatever, like, it's chill. Like, I'm sure that's not what he wants either. He also got out of a relationship recently, and a lot sooner than I did, but it was fine. We had fun. We hung out again, I think 2 more times. Then, this one night, I was about to leave. He was driving me home, and he kissed me goodbye. It was a really good kiss, actually. A very good kisser. Good for him. Okay. And just to escalate things a little bit more, Take My Breath Away was playing. Like, it was like a movie scene. Like, I don't know what was going on. My arms, they're so tired. But it was like, the scene was set, okay? The scene was set, let me tell you that. The next day, this boy, Ethan, doesn't respond for a long time. Mind you, in these few couple days that we've been hanging out, we decided that we were going to prom together. We had decided that we were going to prom together. We pinky promised that we would not cancel and that we were going. Like, we were locked into prom, okay? He didn't have a date, I didn't have a date. Like, we were going to prom together. Pinky promised twice. You don't break pinky promises, like, unless you're, like, insane. You don't break a pinky promise. But whatever. Anyway, the day after the kiss, he wasn't responding the entire day. Nothing. No text. I think I was undelivered for, like, 20 hours when I finally got a response. It was dry, whatever. So a couple days go by, we're barely snapping. I'm like, okay, like, this boy, like, where is he at? Like, what's he doing? I start to get texts from my friends. They're all like, Ethan is going to prom with Claire. Claire is a very pretty girl who goes to another school. My response obviously was, no, he's not. I'm going to prom with Ethan. I'd been going around saying that I was going to prom with Ethan. Ethan was going around saying that he was going to prom with Claire. But the only person that Ethan did not say or did not tell he was going to prom with Claire was to me. Ethan was not going to inform me that he was going to prom with another girl. Everybody else knew, except for me. Sometimes I genuinely do not understand what goes through guys' heads. And I don't think they do either.
So finally I text Ethan. I say, WTF, you're going to prom with Claire? He doesn't respond for hours. The end of the day comes. I get a, yeah, but there's more than that. Like, I'm listening. So I said, okay, I'm listening. Again, a whole another night, a whole another day goes by. End of the next day, he responds. This whole paragraph about how it was just too stressful with me and he thought that I wanted a relationship, and I had to stop him right there. I did not want a relationship with a junior. I don't want a relationship with anybody, but especially not a junior. And I told him that his ego was way too high because not every girl wants him. Boys need to be humbled. Why do we not tell them this more often? Not every girl you talk to wants you. Yeah, you're cute. Yeah, you're cute. I'll give you that. You were sweet while we were talking. But that doesn't mean I want to date you. That's not what that means. I'm going to college in a couple months. And you're going to be in high school. I do not want you. But you don't cancel prom. And if you're going to cancel prom, maybe tell the girl that you're supposed to go with that you're canceling. Just a little bit of advice.
Get ready with me when I tell you guys about what has happened in the past week or two living here. Okay, so about over a month ago, I asked my sister to switch her work schedule, so that I could get a day where I could see my boyfriend, because I wanted to see him because we were approaching our 2-year anniversary. And she said yes, like she agreed to it, but she said that I would still have to babysit the 3 days I usually babysit. I would just have to get my days switched, if that makes sense. Instead of babysitting my usual days, which was Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, I would be babysitting Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I told her I was okay with that because I was still going to be babysitting the same amount of days, and this wasn't going to be affecting her income either, so I knew that my mom couldn't complain, or at least I thought she wouldn't complain. So I've mentioned before that my mom got a Ring camera and she installed it, and I had speculations that she was just using it to see where I was going, you know, to see when I was going out the house and coming back to the house. But I didn't really have confirmation of that until recently. So I guess the day that I went to go see my boyfriend, the Ring camera gave my mom a notification that somebody walked through our door, and she tried to open the notification, but it wasn't letting her. It only displayed like a thumbnail, and in the thumbnail was me, so she assumed I was the one walking out the door, which I was. But since she couldn't look through it, she kind of got upset because she was like, where the fuck is she going, you know? And so she texted my older sister, and I guess my older sister ratted me out or something. And she basically told her like where I was, because I had told my mom I was going to go to school to petition to graduate, because I knew that if I had asked her for permission, she wouldn't have given it to me. So then my mom texted my sister and was like, hey, I think Kimberly's deleting the like notifications that Ring is giving me so that I don't see when she goes in and out of the house. Keep in mind, I don't have access to this Ring camera. I didn't install it for my mom. I've never asked my mom to get like access to it. I don't use my mom's phone unless she's looking at me until like literally a couple days ago. And basically like I have no access to this camera. I've never asked her for access to this camera. So for her to freaking say that I have access to this camera, I know she's fucking lying. She just wants to get me in trouble. And so when I got picked up that day, it was my dad picking me up, and I asked him like, hey, did my mom say anything about me not babysitting? Like, was she upset? And he said, yeah, she was upset that my sister had sent her a message as well. And I was like, oh, like about what? Because my sister was the only one that knew where I was going. And he was like trying to just avoid answering the question. And so ever since that day, I have been trying to get access to my mom's phone to see what the messages were about, but she kept hiding it, and she never does hide it. She keeps taking it to her room at night, and one day I guess she just had to charge it, and so I went through it really quick. And my mom basically told my sister like, hey, like the Ring camera footage is deleting from my phone, like is that possible? And my sister said yes, if somebody has access to them they can delete it. And my mom was like, oh, like Kimberly has access to it, she's deleting it. And then my sister said, yeah, like you can delete it if she has access. And then my mom said, yeah, they're like literally deleting from my phone as well. My sister was like, yeah, because they delete from the whole like app. They don't just delete on one person's phone. And then my mom said, until yesterday, I was able to see when Kimberly would go in and out of the house. And then my sister said, yes, if she has access, then she can delete them. And my sister was like, you can't change that unless like you limit the access that she has or you delete her off of like the account. Girl, I've never had access to that. My mom's just talking out of her fucking ass. So my speculations were correct. My mom literally only got this Ring camera to see when I go in and out of the house, because she's not worried about when anybody else is going in and out of the house unless it's me. Next thing that happened was I got a new phone because my iPhone 11 literally like was dying out on me, dude, and it was like genuinely just getting so unsafe. I usually try to hold off on purchasing a new phone for like literally years. I've had this iPhone 11 for almost 5 years. I've had it for 4 years, and I purchased it with my own quince money. So like my mom and dad didn't buy it for me because they didn't want to buy me a new phone, even though the one I had before that was an iPhone 6 with like literally a battery hanging on for dear life. And so I went the other day to get a new phone, and my brother used to pay my phone bill because it was just set up like that. Like, it wasn't because I asked him to. It's just that I got my phone at a really young age, and like I couldn't pay. I didn't have a debit card. And so I got a new phone, and I had to text my mom for something. So I texted her off of my new phone because I couldn't text her off of my old one. And she like saw that it was a new number. She was like, hey, who is this? Is this Kimberly? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like basically saying like, oh, like, how much are you paying for your new phone? You got a new phone. When did you get a new phone? Like a bunch of stuff. And I was just like ignoring her questions. And when she came home that day, after I had texted her, she was like, oh, how much are you paying for your phone? Like, who said you can get a phone? And I was like, why would I have to ask for permission to get a phone knowing that you're not going to buy me? She didn't talk to me for the rest of that day until the next day when she had dropped her phone and it cracked, and it was in front of both me and my older sister. And when it cracked, she was like, oh, it broke. And then my older sister was like, oh, ya te chingaste. And then my mom was like, no, because Kimberly's going to give me her old phone. And then I was like, she said that so casually, like if she genuinely expected me to just give her the phone. And I was like, I'm not going to give you the phone. Like, it's mine. And then she was basically like, oh, but who got you that phone? And I was like, myself, because you didn't want to buy me a new one. And she kept trying to gaslight me into thinking that I didn't buy my phone, but I bought my phone. I went to the Apple store and I bought it in full with cash, honey. And she got so mad. She was like, no, I bought it for you. I bought it for you. Like, who was the one that was buying you all those phones before that too? Like, I'm the one that's been like supporting you financially this whole time. You should just give me your phone. And I was like, why are you so like hung up on this fucking phone knowing that you didn't buy it? Like, you didn't even buy the phones before that. They were given to me by Barack Obama, honey. To mention that she takes away my phone at every inconvenience, honey. If I would have given her that phone, I would have done the same shit to her. Like, bitch, give me that phone. Sorry, that was like elder abuse or something. But yeah, I wouldn't like give her my phone knowing how she treated me before that. Like, girl, you really thought I was gonna give it to you? And then the last story for today is how my younger sister got a boyfriend, and my mom, I guess, found out about it, and she didn't do shit about it, and she was blaming me for her finding out. It sounds weird, I'm sorry, but let me explain it to you. So my younger sister, she's only 10. She's turning 11 this year, but she's only 10. She's in 5th grade, okay? And I guess she got a boyfriend at school, and the way my mom found out was because my younger sister told me she got a boyfriend, but I didn't want to tell my mom. But I also didn't want my younger sister to have a boyfriend because, girl, she's 10, and like obviously I worry for her. She's still a baby to me. Like, every 10-year-old is still a baby to me. To me, there's no reason for them to have a boyfriend at that age. But at the same time, I was just like, okay, like, what am I supposed to do? You know, I'm not the parent to be disciplining her. And so I basically just like stayed quiet about it for one day, okay? One fucking day I stayed quiet about it. And my little sister basically called this freaking boy on speaker while my parents were home. And you guys already know how my parents feel about calls, okay? And so my mom walked in the middle of their call, and my sister thought she wasn't gonna say anything because, like, I guess my sister's just used to her being like not strict with her, I guess. But my mom literally lost her shit and was like, hang up that phone right now. Like, who do you think you are, having a boyfriend at this age? Like, you are literally 10 years old. Like, you're gonna be a freaking whore when you grow up. Like, saying a bunch of things that I would never say to a 10-year-old. And I just feel like my mom went about it in the wrong way, because why are you saying that a 10-year-old's gonna be a whore because she has a boyfriend? So my sister didn't hang up, and she was like, oh no, it's just a friend. So my mom went out the room, which is crazy to me because my mom would have whooped my ass and still taken my phone if I had said that to her. So she goes out of the room and she goes into the living room, which was where I am, and she starts yelling at me, and she's basically saying that I set this example for my sister and it's also my fault because no la regaño. And I was like, I did regañar her, girl. I did do that. And first of all, that's not even my job, okay? But I still did you the favor of getting her in trouble. But second of all, I can't discipline her. She's not my kid to discipline, okay? I can't take away her phone. You're her mom. You have to do that. And so my mom comes back in like 20 minutes later. My sister's still on the phone with this boy, okay? And then my mom's like, give me your phone right now if you're not gonna hang up on him. And so she took away my sister's phone.
And while she's taking the phone, she's telling her, oh, and the reason that I'm doing this is because of your older sister. Like, this is her fault. She told me everything. Keep in mind, I haven't told her anything. So she's just pulling shit out of her ass like she always does.
Girl, the next fucking morning, she took away the phone at 8 p.m., okay? The next fucking morning, 7 a.m., she gives my sister her phone back again. Keep in mind, at the age of 18, I've gotten my phone taken away for a week to 2 weeks at a time.
Storytime on the most pick-me girl I've ever met in my life. Let's call this pick-me girl Chelsea, okay? And I swear to you, every single time we're around a man, she would just always bring up my height. Like, wow, like, you're so tall. Like, I have to look up at you. Like, you're like a tree. And, like, listen, like, I'm 5'9", so, like, I always get, wow, you're so tall. But literally referring to me and saying that I look like this bitch is so diabolical, and it's so fucking pick me. And every single time we're around a man, she wants to bring up my height, like if that was relevant. Like, girl. And Chelsea was the type of bitch that'd be like, oh my god, like, I want a man so bad, like, I want to be in a relationship so bad, like, I want a man so bad. So when I finally got like a boyfriend, now fiance, bro, like, mind you, this was all during like after we graduated high school. So when she first met my man, please tell me why she brings up my fucking ex. It was literally so random too. Like, why the fuck are you bringing up my ex when you just met my man? I would not do that shit to my worst fucking enemy. Like, she was literally about to spill all my drama about my ex to my new fucking man. Are you psycho? Like, bitch, are you okay? And listen, I was literally gonna cut her off after this, but then like she got a man and she's like, please, like, I want to go on a double date. Like, let's go on a double date. We went out to like a nice restaurant, right? And I pulled up in a like mini skirt and a crop top, like, cause like, bitch, I'm trying to fucking slay, the fuck. Also, another side note, we're in Miami, so like bitches are really cheeked out literally fucking everywhere. So I did not think that this was wrong for me to dress like this. I'm gonna insert a photo here of what I was dressed like. Okay, so I was just slaying, right? My man doesn't care about how I dress, and that's just our relationship and our boundaries. Like, if you and your man don't feel comfortable about the way you dress and you're okay with that, then you do you know what I mean? But my man does not give a fuck, and I'm gonna continue doing me. So please tell me why. We're on that double date, we get seated, right? The first thing that this girl says is, oh wow, like, I could never dress like that and be in a relationship. I just have so much respect for my man. Like, I could just never wear that. Mind you, this bitch is in a see-through dress. Like, it's a mesh dress. What are you, what? And again, if you want to dress conservatively and you're in a relationship, like, you do you. I don't care. But what didn't make sense to me is like basically hating on me for like having my legs and my stomach out when your dress is literally see-through. So when she said that, like, I was just like, kind of feeding into it. I'm like, yeah, like, right, like, I could never wear a see-through mesh dress. Like, that's so disrespectful. She was basically like subtly shading me, like, oh, mini skirts, like, I could never wear that. And then I was like, oh, mesh dresses, I could never wear that. Honestly, I wish I could show y'all her face, because after I said that, she was like so surprised that I subtly shade her, just like she subtly shade me. If you're gonna give me that energy, bitch, I'm gonna give you that energy right fucking back. But needless to say, after that, like, honestly, the whole dinner date was just so awkward, and we're not friends anymore. But yeah, this is the finished look. I will be posting more on YouTube, so please go subscribe to my YouTube. It's gonna be linked in the bio. As always, I love you guys so much. Bye!
Get ready with me while I tell you guys about the time my best friend stole my boyfriend. Mind you, this was a friend I felt like I could trust so much. For now, we're just gonna call my best friend Sarah. So I was dating my boyfriend for about 6 months at this time. Everything seemed perfect, like I would have never suspected a thing. Me, him, and Sarah always hung out together, and they were good friends. Sometimes they got along a little too well, though. But of course I didn't think anything of it because I could trust them both so much, I thought. Anyways, a couple weeks later, we ended up all going to a party together. At this party, I decided to go off and talk to some of my other friends because that's normal. When I noticed Sarah and my boyfriend flirting and laughing with each other in the corner, I went over and asked them what was so funny, but they just told me it was nothing, so I just brushed it off. The next day, I got a text from Sarah, and I started to get scared because it said, "We need to talk." She started apologizing a bunch, but she wouldn't just get to the point of what she did. Until she finally tells me that last night her and my boyfriend kissed. At this point, I didn't even know what to think because the two people I trusted the most just betrayed me. After it took me some time to get over this news, I replied and told her that I forgave her and my boyfriend because I wasn't thinking. And you wouldn't believe what happened next. Now my ex-boyfriend sent me a breakup message, and guess who was dating the next day? Yeah.
I finally ended up cutting them off my life and haven't talked to either of them ever since. Make sure you guys choose your friends and boyfriends very wisely. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, but if you guys want me to read your story times, send them to me in my DMs. Jesus loves you. Bye, guys.
It wasn't only the fact that she was beautiful. There was something else.